Ethical grounding for relational practice. Ethical grounding in relational practice within therapy is a nuanced exploration of the philosophical and practical dimensions of therapeutic alliances. The conversation extends beyond mere adherence to professional codes of conduct, engaging with the deep-seated values that inform and shape therapeutic interactions. Central to this discourse is the recognition that ethical considerations in therapy are not static, but rather dynamic processes that respond to the evolving complexities of human relationships. From a theoretical standpoint, this requires an integrative approach that synthesizes contemporary ethical theories with practical applications, ensuring that practitioners are equipped to navigate the intricate moral landscapes they encounter. The essence of ethical grounding in relational practice lies in the recognition of the therapist-client relationship as inherently co-constructed. This aligns with Buber's concept of the I-thou relationship, which emphasizes mutual presence and genuine dialogue. Such a relationship transcends transactional interactions, inviting therapists to engage with clients as partners in a shared journey of healing. The ethical dimensions of this relationship mandate a commitment to authenticity, empathy, and respect, principles that are foundational yet require constant reflection and adaptation in practice. Emerging frameworks, such as relational ethics, provide a robust lens through which to examine these principles. Unlike deontological or consequentialist ethics, relational ethics foregrounds the moral significance of interpersonal connections and contextual factors. This approach allows for an appreciation of the uniqueness of each therapeutic encounter, where ethical decisions are not predetermined, but negotiated through dialogue and reflection. Relational ethics thus challenges practitioners to remain attentive to the power dynamics and cultural contexts that influence therapeutic relationships, promoting a stance of humility and openness to learning from clients' lived experiences. Practically, this demands a repertoire of strategies and frameworks that enable therapists to engage ethically with clients across diverse contexts. One such strategy is the practice of reflexivity, which requires therapists to critically examine their own biases, assumptions, and values. Reflexivity is not merely a cognitive exercise, but an embodied practice that involves ongoing self-awareness and a willingness to be influenced by clients. By fostering an environment of mutual influence, therapists can create spaces that honor clients' autonomy while acknowledging the therapist's role in shaping the therapeutic process. The integration of cultural competence into ethical practice further exemplifies the need for nuanced strategies. In a multicultural world, therapists must navigate the complexities of cultural differences and power imbalances. This necessitates a commitment to cultural humility, which goes beyond acquiring cultural knowledge to engaging in a lifelong process of learning and unlearning cultural assumptions. Cultural humility emphasizes the relational aspect of therapy, where therapists collaborate with clients to understand the cultural contexts that inform their experiences and worldviews. The discourse on ethical grounding would be incomplete without a comparative analysis of competing perspectives. Traditional ethical frameworks, such as principlism, offer a structured approach to ethical decision-making, emphasizing principles like autonomy, beneficence, non-maleficence, and justice. While these principles provide a useful starting point, they often fall short in addressing the relational and contextual dimensions of therapeutic practice. In contrast, virtue ethics focuses on the character of the therapist, emphasizing qualities such as compassion, wisdom, and integrity. This approach aligns with the relational nature of therapy, yet it risks overlooking the systemic and structural factors that shape ethical practice. A nuanced understanding of ethical grounding requires an appreciation of these competing perspectives, recognizing that no single framework can fully capture the complexity of relational practice. Instead, therapists must engage in a critical synthesis of these approaches, drawing on their strengths, while remaining cognizant of their limitations. This calls for an integrative ethical framework that is both principled and flexible, guided by a commitment to dialogue, reflection, and relational attunement. Case studies provide a valuable means of illustrating the real-world applicability of these theoretical insights. Consider the case of a therapist working with a client from a marginalized community. The therapist must navigate the ethical challenges of addressing systemic injustices while maintaining a focus on the client's immediate needs and goals. This requires a delicate balance between advocacy and collaboration, where the therapist supports the client's agency while acknowledging the broader social forces at play. Through reflexive practice and cultural humility, the therapist can engage with the client in a way that honors their autonomy and respects their cultural identity. Another case study involves a therapist working in a rural setting where resources are limited and confidentiality concerns are heightened due to the close-knit nature of the community. Here, ethical grounding involves navigating dual relationships and confidentiality dilemmas, requiring the therapist to engage with the community's cultural norms and values. By adopting a relational ethics approach, the therapist can work collaboratively with clients and community members to develop context-specific solutions that uphold ethical standards while respecting local practices. Interdisciplinary considerations further enrich the discourse on ethical grounding in relational practice. Insights from fields such as anthropology, sociology, and philosophy offer valuable perspectives on the cultural and contextual dimensions of ethical practice. For example, anthropological studies on cultural practices and beliefs can inform therapists' understanding of clients' worldviews, enhancing their ability to engage ethically across cultural boundaries. Similarly, sociological insights into power dynamics and social structures can illuminate the systemic factors that influence therapeutic relationships, guiding therapists in their efforts to address social injustices. The ethical grounding of relational practice is thus a multifaceted and dynamic process that requires a commitment to continuous learning and adaptation. It is informed by a critical engagement with diverse theoretical perspectives and a deep appreciation of the relational and contextual dimensions of therapy. By integrating cutting-edge theories, practical strategies, and interdisciplinary insights, therapists can cultivate ethical practices that honor the complexity and richness of human relationships. As they navigate the moral landscapes of therapeutic practice, therapists are called to embody the values of compassion, empathy, and respect, fostering healing relationships that are both ethically grounded and deeply transformative.